Hello everybody, it's your girl. I look like a hot mess, but this is how it's gonna go. Gonna do my everyday go-to look. So, give me a second and I'll be right back. First off, I'm gonna pull my hair back because, well, we didn't want all that effort to go into, doing my makeup and have hair in my face. So, I'm just using this nice little hairband to pull my hair back and out of my face. Yeah, looking fabulous. Now I'm going in with a moisturizer slash primer. This is my go-to thing. As always, the links to everything I'm using will be in the description box below. And now I'm just rubbing it in real good because I have dry skin and nobody likes your makeup. Nobody wants their makeup to be, dry and cracky and flaky. So, gotta make sure I moisturize and prime my face before I do anything else. Okay, next I am going in with some concealer. This is Jordana in Sandy Beige. Gonna go in under my eyes. Oops, got a little bit of moisturizer that I didn't wipe away. So I'm going in with this stick concealer, just right underneath my eyes because I have eye bags like nobody's business. So just drawing in a line with that stick foundation. Not too far down because I don't really need the highlight, so just going in under the eyes just to conceal that. This terrible, terrible eye bags. Next, I'm going in with a foundation brush, and I'm going to sort of pat at the edges to sort of smooth that out and blend it further into the skin so that, well, I don't have this gigantic pale line under my eyes because that'll look gross. Next, I'm going in with this BECCA foundation in the shade Fawn. And I'm gonna just pat that all over my face, basically, as you do with foundation. Normally I don't use foundation because, well, I like my skin to be able to breathe, but for the purposes of this tutorial I will be using it. Now I'm gonna go in with the sheer translucent powder from E.L.F, and I'm gonna set that concealer because, well, eye bags plus eye creases, no bueno. Okay, now I'm going in with the foundation, the BECCA foundation in shade Fawn. I'm just gonna pat that all over my face. So I'm just gonna go in, grind it in. You can see it's very well used, so it's the real one. So just gonna pat and sort of rub that in. Don't want too thick of a layer because I still want my skin to still be able to breathe a little bit. So I'm going in, patting over that setting powder that I used earlier, and just patting and rubbing and patting and rubbing and patting. Just working in that foundation into my skin. So make sure that your application is even and stuff because I had to check multiple times throughout this tutorial to make sure that it was even and that there weren't any patches where my skin underneath wasn't showing. So that's why this part takes the longest. Now I'm going in with this L.A Colors matte eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to use this for my brows. So I'm taking an angled brush. This one is from E.L.F, and I'm going in the darkest shade. It's an almost sort of grayish black color, and I'm going to use this to line my brows. Generally I prefer to use powders over pencil because it's not as harsh and this gives a nice softness to my brows. I don't really need it because my eyebrows are rather thick, but I do like to, you know, spruce it up just a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going in with the second darkest color, and I'm going to put that in the front of my brow, the front section of my brow, to give it a bit more of a gradient so that it's not just completely block brows. So, see how it looks in comparison? Much better. I apologize, I'm a noob at this, so I apologize for the usage of the mirror in front of the camera, because I can't see and I need glasses to see, so there you go. I'm using very light feathered strokes here so that I don't end up with like just a straight line, because that won't look natural. Okay, now I'm going in with this Urban Decay eyelid primer. And it's time for the fun part. So I'm going to squeeze out a little bit onto the back of my hand and apply this to my eyelids. So I'm going in with my middle finger and just lightly sort of rubbing it on. You don't want to be too forceful because you don't want to pull at the skin either too much, because then that's going to cause it to wrinkle, and you all know you don't want any wrinkles, prematurely at least. Oh yeah. I'm looking good now, it's getting there. I'm going in with this L.A Colors palette. This is sort of my go-to. The colors really suit me, and it's very neutral, so it works very well. I'm going in with this E.L.F eyeshadow brush and taking this sort of clay colored shimmer powder eyeshadow. I'm going into my crease and sort of just patting on the eyeshadow, making sure it's very concentrated on the outside portion of the eye. And then I am going in to my crease sort of above my crease, because I do have hooded eyes, so oftentimes the eyeshadow won't work as well or won't be seen when I have my eyes open, so I try to work it into sort of almost into the brow bone, but not quite. So I'm going in with a blending brush, and I'm going to sort of soften that a little bit, because otherwise it'll look really, really harsh, and we all know we don't want that. Now I'm going back in to that eyeshadow and doing the other eye. I was having a bit of trouble here because of the light in the background, so please bear with me. And I'm going in and doing the same thing that I did to the other eye to make sure that both sides look similar or as close to the same as possible. So I'm going in and putting on that sort of clay colored eyeshadow, and I'm gonna blend it out like I did the other eye. Okay, now I'm going back into this other eyeshadow, L.A Colors eyeshadow, and I'm going in with the darkest brown and the same E.L.F eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to put this on top of that orangey clay colored shadow that I just put on, just to sort of deepen the color a little bit. You don't want to do it too much because, well, at least in my case, because I have hooded eyes, I don't want it to go too dark, because it just, something about it just looks wrong. Really, really wrong. So I try not to go too deep with the color there, so sort of just patting it on, brushing it on very lightly, very light hand. I don't want to, you know, poke my eyes out, because I'm already blind as it is. Alright, now time to do the other eye. Going in with that same brown. Just pat, 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 and don't dig into your eyes. Because digging is for boogers. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Don't take me seriously, please. And just very feather light strokes into the eye. But try not to get it in your eye because, well, that would be bad. Now taking that same brown color, I'm gonna go under my eye, my lash line, my lower lash line. That's what it is. And sort of just bring that color down a little bit because you don't want your eye look to look too unbalanced. So to balance it out, balance out the scales, we're gonna put that in underneath the eye. And I'm gonna go in with this BECCA Cosmetics highlight contour palette thing, and I'm going to take out some of that pick up some of that highlighter with an angled brush, and I'm gonna pop that in my under my eyebrow rather. I'm telling you, I'm not good at this. I'm gonna pop that under my eyebrow to highlight it, and I'm going in with a blending brush and sort of just blending that out so that it's not too prominent, because we wouldn't want that. Now I'm going back into that L.A Colors eyeshadow and taking this sort of bright orange, bright yellow, getting my colors mixed up, and taking a flat eyeshadow brush, I'm going to pat that onto my lids. Unfortunately, halfway through, I realized that this is not picking up the pigment as well as I would have liked, so I just tossed it to the side and started using my fingers for this. So I went in with my finger and just tap, 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 tappity, tap, 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 tap danced all over my eyelids. Well, not all over, but you get what I'm saying. Now I'm going back into that BECCA highlighter and I'm going to pop that on top of that yellow eyeshadow for a little bit more, how would the word go? Dimension. That's the word. Dimension. And to sort of brighten it up a bit, make it a little bit more obnoxious. Because you can kind of get away with that when you're visually challenged. When you wear glasses, oftentimes you can get away with doing a little bit more, being a little bit more extra with your eye makeup looks. So I go all the way. Why not? Now I'm going in with that same BECCA highlighter and popping that into the inner corner and under the lower inner corner. Is that, yeah, lower inner corner, like this sort of aegyosal Korean style thing. I really like how it looks on me personally. It really works for my eyes, so that's how I do. Okay, now I'm going in with this Wet n Wild eyeliner. This is not the one that I intended to use, so I ended up switching to another one. This is the Coloricon eyeliner pencil in black, which is what I used initially, but I realized that that wasn't the one that I intended to use, which you'll see in a few seconds that I will switch to. So now I'm just going in with that black eyeliner into the lower lash line and sort of winging it out a little bit. I find that if I do a sort of, there we go, there it is. This is the Wet n Wild Kohl eyeliner in black. Anyways, I find that for my eyes, what works best is sort of a lower lash cat eye. Being that I, again, hooded eyes, for some reason the cat eye does not look good on my top lash line, so I often do a sort of lower lash cat eye. And I basically just start at the lashes on the lower lashes and bring it out, wing it out a little bit, and then just slightly connect it to the top lash line. The only downside to doing this is that you can't do a very super dramatic cat eye because, well, it just does not work. It doesn't work as well as a regular cat eye. However, this is what works for me. You do you, boo. Checking the weather. It's kind of muggy outside, so yeah. Picked a very bad day to film. Okay, moving right along, I'm going in with this Smith & Colt Beamline eyeliner pen, and I'm going to kind of clean up that eyeliner and make it look a little bit sharper, because the pencil doesn't really give me the sharp look that I want, so I'm going in with that and sharpening up my eyeliner. This is so much work. Okay, now I'm going in back into that BECCA Cosmetics contour palette and taking this blush brush. I'm gonna go into the contour shade and contour my face. Tap off a little bit of the excess. And I'm gonna go into the cheeks. I don't really need much contour because I already have very prominent bone structure even under all this chub, but a little bit can help a little bit, so I'm still going in with a very light hand and sort of just scrubbing that over the skin. And I'm going to make sure to bring that color into the temples and along my jawline and neck. I apologize in advance. Apologize for all the wonky lighting. The weather plus the fact that it's not very bright in my filming area just didn't work out today, so. But you know what they say, as long as you film it, you gotta post it. Probably no one ever says that, but you get the gist. Now I'm bringing that color down along my jawline and underneath my chin because I'm slightly chubby and I have to make my face look, you know, better. Well, in my opinion, better. Not like, yeah. I'm going in, deepening up that contour on my cheeks. Now I'm going in with the highlighter. Not taking too much because I don't want that va-va-boom boom thing with the highlighter. I want it to look very natural. So going in with a little bit and a light hand, and I'm going to put that along my cheekbones and work it a little bit into the temples or brow bone, whatever. Y'all know what I'm doing. Okay, now I'm going in with this BECCA Cosmetics matte lipstick in Amelie. It's a nice red color. Really suits my face and my skin tone and undertone and all that jazz, so I really like it. So I'm going in with that, putting it all over my lips, and hopefully it'll finish off this look. Had to adjust the lighting a little bit because it got too dark outside, and so yeah, that. Now I'm going in with this Covergirl mascara, waterproof mascara. Can't remember the name, it'll be in the description. It's in a black brown shade, so going in with this mascara and putting it on. I'm personally afraid of eyelash curlers, so that will probably never be seen in any of my videos. Because I have this paranoid thing where I feel like if I were to use eyelash curlers, I'd just like jab my eye out with it. Which is funny considering that I am able to put on eyeliner. You would think that the two would have some sort of equivalency, but no. Alright. Just drying that off a little bit. And this is the finished look. I know my hair is kind of a mess, but some people like that, right? Yeah? Good. Good, right? Yeah. Well, this is the finished look, and I will see you next time. Bye!